That's a little bit of sugar. I put sugar, but no.
Yeah. I just have a coffee in the morning. I don't drink coffee every day.
Once in a while.
Once. Well, you can drink as much as you want.
I do it once in a
So
while.
tell me, just a little bit. Now, are you all from this close by, this area?
Yes.
Well,
No, not too much.
Not too much.
¿Todos
45
entienden o
minutes
no?
away.
45.
Well, maybe less, half hour.
With or without traffic? 45 with traffic.
With traffic.
And a
45
half
30
hour.
minutes with yeah.
Now,
20 minutes.
I didn't fly into Miami International. Where is Miami International? So if we're here, okay, and this is Miami downtown over here, right?
Uh-huh.
And where's Miami International? There?
Yep.
Down
It's
here.
actually
We're in the
Very
middle.
close by.
right. You
It's
can
very
you
close?
can actually
Very
see
close.
it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can? Oh, you can?
No more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's right there. It's
Oh,
right there.
oh, okay.
Super close.
And then when do you go downtown much? What I call
Brickell.
Miami Beach, or do you go Brickell?
Miami
or,
Beach
Yeah.
is
Or
not
Miami
downtown.
Beach?
It's like
No, I know. So do you go to Brickell?
Brickell, yeah.
Yeah, Brickell.
Do you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's become.
Wow, it's
I know, it's
Absolutely
amazing
great.
actually. I stayed, I think the Four Seasons Hotel
Yes, Four
is
Seasons.
right near there, isn't it?
I stay there,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Have you been there?
You're gonna do very well.
It's right now. It's under
Five-star hotel.
construction. The whole area.
Yeah.
It's very
I haven't been there in
It's crazy right now.
maybe
Like traffic there.
year
is
and a
crazy.
half, maybe.
Yeah,
long
they're
time.
building like a mall in the center of Brickell.
Well, when I was there, it was a lot of construction then.
Yeah.
But right now it's
Right now
crazy.
it's
Really?
full.
Huh?
Like the traffic
Well,
there is crazy.
they had overbuilt.
Yeah.
When I was there, they had overbuilt, and so all these condos had not been sold.
But now they are.
Now, huh?
They
Now
are.
it's full.
And they're knocking all those little
All the
houses.
Colombians,
Yeah.
all the
Venezuelan,
Peruvians,
Brazilian.
the Venezuelans, Brazilians.
Brazilians, too much Brazilians and Venezuelans.
Argentinian.
Actually, Miami is amazing in that sense for Latin America.
Yep.
Yes.
It really, right?
We are a very
That's the plan.
And Central America too, no?
Yeah.
We're the center of Central America, and South America.
I just read today the president of Guatemala.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You
He's
saw
in
that?
trouble.
Yeah.
It's
It's
really
all over
bad.
Facebook.
And the president of Brazil, she has a 7% popularity. 7.
7.
Not 7-0. 7.
7. Just number
Wow.
7.
Siente, see?
Yes,
Yeah.
7%.
Yeah, 7%.
Wow.
That's what, from where is that?
Brazil.
Brazil.
She's a woman. It's a woman that's president.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you from originally? You here?
I'm from Colombia.
Oh.
Most of people are
Bogota.
Colombian.
Oh, so tell me where you're all from. Okay, so where in Colombia?
From Cali.
Cali.
Bogota.
But you're living here. I mean,
Yeah.
you're all living here.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
living here.
Yes.
Good choice.
Yeah. I love Miami. We're in the United States, but we feel everything.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
here.
how far a flight? 3 hours?
3 hours.
Yeah, 3
I
hours.
mean, nothing.
We're pretty close home.
I was 3 hours flying today
Yeah.
in Maine.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 hours in the States.
It's the same.
3 hours is nothing.
It's not
Just customs.
Yeah.
So,
From Venezuela.
big problems, huh?
Yeah.
Big problems. The government.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But we can change that by changing ourselves.
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to be a victim.
Yeah.
So Caracas or?
Caracas.
Caracas.
We are from Bogota, Colombia.
Wow, a lot of Colombians in.
Venezuela. My
Oh.
sister.
Yes. So Caracas also.
The campus dynasty.
And 3.
Yeah.
The three sisters.
Do you see?
Kelly?
Colombia.
You know.
California.
Yeah,
Edwin.
exactly. And you
This is
are.
cool. My niece.
Oh,
My
My
niece.
niece. Yeah.
You can tell the Venezuela's in
Where?
trouble.
and also.
I'm from Cuba.
In Cuba.
Oh, are
Cuba.
you?
Yes. I'm Cuban.
We see what will happen in Cuba. It's interesting now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's changed.
How many years since you left?
I left 1995.
A long time.
Yeah.
You were very young.
Yes.
How did you get out?
My grandfather, he came in the
Here,
80s
look over.
and he paid money for us to get out
Yeah.
through diplomatic
Oh,
Little
yeah.
Montana.
So,
How, do you live in Havana, what do they call it?
no, I
Havana?
lived
Little
in,
Havana,
in
they call it?
Guantanamo. Guantanamo. I'm from the
Oh, yeah, I know, sure. Wow.
like
You can be both.
the country, no.
How about here? Where did your family first settle in Miami?
Here in Miami? In
But where?
Westchester. Oh, we settled in near Little Havana.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And then 5 years later we moved to Westchester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know Cuba well, but I know Havana pretty well.
Oh yeah. I don't know Havana very well. So.
Well, you were young. I mean, how old?
13 years.
So,
Yeah, it was,
but Havana's a very interesting city. I really like Havana.
With all this change,
Like,
we're gonna be doing some great things.
We
over
should,
there,
I
so.
think maybe in a year, maybe,
mhm.
you know, we'd be able to, Zri would be able to go, I think, into Cuba.
Yeah.
But it's, the Cubans, I think they're like the Colombians, they're very hard working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're ambitious people, you know, and you give them the opportunity.
Yeah, that's all we want, opportunity.
Yeah.
I think all Hispanics are like that. They're hard workers.
They are hard workers.
Yeah.
They really are, yes.
That's why I think Miami is gonna be big.
Oh,
Because
Miami
we have
is-
so many Hispanics here.
I mean, and Miami is one of the great cities in America.
as soon as
And interesting.
as soon as you start opening other markets, we have Brazilians, we have
Yeah.
in my team I have
There's a lot-
Russians,
yeah, there's a lot of
Italians,
people waiting
French.
for
Yeah.
to be
Really, huh?
expanded. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we want to go to Brazil,
Mhm.
of course.
That's for sure.
But the biggest community in Miami is the Cuban, and the second one is the Colombian people.
Colombian, Venezuelan.
Yeah.
Cuban.
No, the second one is
Colombia?
Cuban, I mean, it may take a while before the Cuban government, but it will happen, I think. I think it will.
800,000 Cubans in Miami.
So Juan Fernando, you have your group, and what advice would they or you give me about what we need to do to improve? Rather than me tell you how great we are, because I think we are doing really well.
Yes.
And we've got some new products coming that I think are great, not good but great. And of course we have the new office in Bogota. We have a new office in
Medellin.
Medellin. We're not in Venezuela at this point. Probably not.
Hey, you
Yeah,
don't wanna
yeah,
be
no,
there.
What about Ecuador? Ecuador? Are you seeing?
Yeah, we're trying to register.
Okay,
in
because
Ecuador.
I
It's a small country, you know.
Small country.
I mean, compared to Colombia,
Yeah, of course.
Peru, Argentina, Brazil,
Mhm.
you know. I was in Quito a year ago, and we're in the process of registering. But I think
This is the government.
5 or 6 million people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's small compared to.
But the government, I think it's the president there. It's really tough.
Is Korea gonna be a problem or no?
Where?
Korea?
The president's from
of,
Ecuador. Because that president
Oh,
is.
forget it. Don't talk about Ecuador. It's all about Colombia,
And Chile?
Peru. We're being registered in Chile now. Yes, and Chile is an interesting. I own a copper mine down there actually.
Oh, yeah?
In Chile. Yeah. I was just talking about that today with some people. Copper prices have gone from year to year. It's a better business than copper. But
The
what-
idea is to, if you
so
want-
I could tell you all the good things we're doing. In Nicaragua we're doing okay.
Okay.
Nothing great, but that's a small country.
Yeah.
Guatemala we're doing well. Costa Rica we're doing great. Panama we're doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing almost $1 million this year in Panama.
Almost
I
a
mean
million.
this month.
Yeah, 900,000.
So Panama is doing great. I could tell you all the great things we're doing, but that isn't how we improve.
No.
How we improve is what could we do better? I know what we're doing well. What could we do that's better? What would
The idea-
what would you or anyone here recommend?
We are working right now in Florida in our team.
That should be a huge opportunity.
But I wanna, if you can tell him that the opportunity that we have in Florida and with Sri and the biggest vision that you have.
You didn't tell them?
Yeah, he has.
It's
Every,
different.
every week he
It-
tells
it's-
You want
Well,
them to tell us.
I mean, you know, this is Hispanic, right? I mean, we just said Colombians, Cubans, and it's not the Cuban government that's restricting here. It's American government,
Yeah.
which is fine. Maybe the biggest opportunity the company has is actually in America, in state, not every state. I just came from Maine today.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, it's only 1 million people, and they're very conservative. And, you know, they don't have an energy about them.
They like fishing.
They like fishing. They like pulling out lobsters. So if you look at states like Florida, Texas, California,
New York.
New York?
New York,
New York maybe. New York's okay. This is Hispanic communities.
Right.
This Chinese community. So if you're in a community and you can relate to them, yes. But I wouldn't say. I'd say it tends to be more of the southern states and the Southwest. But Florida, I mean,
It's a big
number 1, number 2, number 3. Not just us. I mean, not just for us, but if you look at the network marketing companies, where their primary businesses, Florida's huge. A lot of headquarters here of the different companies. It's a great state. It's growing. You have people with money. You have people who are ambitious. There's an energy. So Florida is. So that's why Juan Fernando came to us. You know, he was doing great, obviously, in Colombia, and he said, "I'd like to open an office and develop the Florida business." So we agreed, and here
And
we
we
are.
really thank you for that because, I mean, like, since we know Juan Fernando came from Cali, and they don't even have an office there yet. We do have the
and here.
opportunity to
Well,
have
that's really him.
Exactly.
You know, because he's so good.
Yeah.
And he's been so successful that in life, you know, like if you, I don't bet on horses, but if you go to a horse race, you want to pick the one that's been winning, right? Like American Pharoah. So he's like American Pharoah. He's a thoroughbred. He's done great. And when he suggested to us that, well, I'd like to build the Florida business, and start by opening an office in Miami. It was an easy decision.
Yeah, because
For me.
For you?
For me, it was an easy decision. It really was.
many of us been in Miami even before Juan Fernando, and you know, with Juan Fernando coming in, what he did, it was unite all of us, and I
Right.
think we can
Right.
do
You need leadership, you know.
because he's a great leader, you know.
If how do I say it? I mean, you know, I've been in business a long time, and I think I know what I'm doing. And you need leadership, right? You know, and so we're doing a lot of things really well. We've got the new offices, the staffing, the new products. We'll be coming out. Are any of you going to Panama?
Yes.
Are you going to Panama? Yeah. So you'll hear some
Great.
good developments, good news. I think it's exciting news. I don't know, vacays. You know, we're trying not
No.
to. Yeah, we're trying not to say too much, so
Yeah,
it's a
no, I
big
agree.
surprise. But you'll be pleased at what you see and hear in Panama. It'll be a really fun event, but it'll also be substantive. You know, there'll be new, substantial things to talk about, including product.
Good.
Yeah, including product. We're very excited about one of the new products that we'll be introducing. And then we've got a calendar of new products for this year, 2000. Because you have to plan, you know,
Yeah, of course.
months in advance, maybe even a couple of years in advance. You're going to get the formula correct, and you're going to get approvals, and then you're going to get registration. So we've been already registering some of these, you know, telling you that.
Some of these nice products for your face.
See the lotion?
Could possibly be, exactly. Not that you need it. So I'm pleased with, you know, the things that are going on. I'm excited about Florida and what can happen. And I will say this, you know, it does take leadership, and then there's no easy way to be successful. You know, people sometimes say, well, how'd you become so successful? Well, you know, I mean, I look back, I go, well, but it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. You have to go at it every day. I was telling my son's in college. My youngest son is in college, and he plays basketball competitively in college. And I said to him, you know, business is like sports. If you go out there and you kind of do it halfway, you're going to lose the game. You won't do well. And if you don't go practice every day with a focus, it's not going to go well for you. That's a sport. I said, so business is like the sport. If you take 4 days off and don't work, okay. If you're not focused and do your thing, it's not going to go well. So there's no, I mean, you could say, well, what's the secret? Well, I mean, if you say secret, I mean, one of them would be you got to focus and you got to do the work. There's no, okay, fine, you know, I'm going to make $10,000 this month, but I'm not going to work. I don't think so. I don't think so. And then, you know, in business, I've said this to Juan Fernando, there's no such thing as straight up, and there's no such thing as straight down. Life is like this. You know, some days you get up and you feel great. And other days you get up and you're a little tired, you gotta go to school, you gotta take the kid to school, you gotta, oh, I got his attention. What's your name?
Miguel.
Oh, Miguel. Oh, you're like Michael, huh?
Yeah.
Miguel?
Yeah.
That's a great name for him. And he's listening to, you know, I didn't think he
Everything. Paying attention all the time.
I know, that's, you know, it's great.
Yeah.
It's exciting when you, because he's, you know, but it's going in.
You know what I like about when parents bring their kids? It's like you see that they're listening, and they have something different. That's new information that we didn't have when we were growing up.
Yeah. Well, you know, my dad worked for the post office. So you go, how'd you learn so much about business? I listened, I went to school, I tried to. Well, the point I was making is, your life is like this. And some days you just feel like, wow, it's fantastic. And other days, you're a little tired, you're a little frustrated, you feel you got too much to do. So a couple of things to try to do that would improve your life, not just business. And this is I was in India recently with Deepak Chopra, and we talked about this. So I'm going to say some things to you that you think maybe are obvious, but this could be helpful to your health. Number one, of course, use the Zuri products. Number two, get enough sleep. It's not easy with family to get enough sleep, but try to get the routine so you can, because if you don't get enough sleep, and when you're sleeping, you're actually thinking, and you're cleaning your brain. And you know, sometimes you wake up and you went to bed with a problem and you wake up with a solution.
Yes.
Because your brain is, while you were sleeping and resting, the brain was cleaning. So try to get enough sleep. And then what you eat though, you know, like I have a shake every day. This morning I had a fiber shake. If I were home this afternoon, I would have a protein shake. So I usually and I have my Zri. I have a lot of Zri in the morning. I find it just makes me feel better. So I eat, and everyone should eat, very healthy. I mean, be careful. We took our son back to college yesterday, and it was the first day, and my wife said, I'm so hungry, because we were unpacking him and fixing his room, you know. And we were supposed to go to a special dinner that night at 6 o'clock, and it was 4:30. And she said, I'm just starving. We gotta get something to eat. I said, we're gonna eat in an hour. Why do you have to get some? I'm starving. So she said, I want to go to Taco Bell. Okay, we go to Taco Bell. And she has some tacos and I have a burrito, I think it was. Now, it tasted great, but I didn't feel that good. You know? I said, Shelly, you know, then we went to the dinner, you know, we had salmon and vegetables and quinoa, and so, you know, I said to her, so nutrition, all right, so careful what you eat, and obviously you can do the Purify shake, you can do protein shake, you can do the Zri, you can do Zri coffee, those are all fine for you. What else? Well, Deepak would say that your relationships are really important. So if you're arguing with somebody in your family or friend, that will not make you feel good. So you do as much as you can to have good relationships with, loving relationships with family and friends. If you don't, you're not going to feel very good about it. Your energy will be lower.
This is our little boy.
Younger brother.
Younger brother.
Daniel Shower's younger brother.
Oh, what?
Daniel Chowi's brother, yeah.
Daniel Shower's
This is younger brother.
All stars in Miami.
Danielle?
Yeah.
Danielle's younger brother?
Yeah.
Dr. Daniel
Yes,
Chadwick?
yes.
From
That's
Costa
Lila
Rica?
Chadwick.
Costa Rica?
No.
Yes.
Well, you're here, I know. But Daniel's
Remember,
your brother, right?
Daniel is Colombian, no?
Then, yeah, we grew up in Barranquilla, but he
Oh, that's right. I forgot that. I did. So where was I? I was nutrition. I was sleep. Loving relationships. Oh, he likes you to. Deepak thinks if you do meditation,
Yeah.
that it will also improve your health. Now, I do it. Although I forgot to do it this morning. But I find that you're sitting going, and your mind's going, see, where have I got to be at 6 o'clock? Oh God, did they throw the garbage out? Was it picked up? You're thinking of all this, but you just go through it and you just try to. So they think meditation is very helpful to calm yourself, and that's one of the things he recommends. And what was the other thing? Oh, well, for me, how could I put this last? Exercise.
Very important.
Very important. Because these products will change the chemicals in your brain. And so will exercise. I know when I used to run a lot. I don't run as much because my knees get sore. But when I used to run a lot, and if I had problems, I would usually go on a run. And then I felt better. I didn't solve the problem, but why did I feel better?
The stress going up.
The new chemicals. There were new chemicals that were being created that make you feel good. They have names, but it doesn't matter. But the point is, when you exercise, you just feel better because there's new chemicals that are being created that day. So what I find, if I don't exercise for like 2 days, I feel like this. When I exercise, I feel much more energized, and I feel much. So those are 5 things that you can do. This does not have to do with. Part of it's but it's really just how you lead your life. Those are your lifestyle. That's good work.
That is something that we are really reinforcing. Like that's what I used to put more attention on how to change lifestyle. And I believe the business comes second here in the United States.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of companies that are offering the same kind of products, and we have to make the difference. Like Deepak Chopra obviously is a tremendous point of selling this product. So I believe that's something that we are working on that and giving the product as much power as it has.
Right. You're right. There's other competition. They're similar. I don't think they're as good.
No, of course not.
But a lot of people don't know the
They
difference.
don't know exactly.
Right? But I think the people who are really
That's not from Fernando. Good to meet you again.
Welcome. Good to see you again.
You are old for this.
So, where was I?
Yeah, the other.
other
lifestyle.
companies.
I think the people that are really attracted to Sri are people that are interested in a healthy lifestyle. Deepak, when I first met him 30 years ago, that's when I met Deepak. And he was a young guy and nobody knew who he really was, And he would talk about the connection of the mind and the body and the spirit, right? Well, there were no medical doctors talking about the mind and the body and the spirit connection. They always talk about, okay, you've got cancer, we're going to give you some pills. Or you have an upset stomach, we'll take. They didn't deal with the mind. And so he was very interesting for me. And of course he speaks. I love the way he speaks.
Abandoned.
He just sounds good. You know, he could say nothing.
Are we gonna have the opportunity to meet him? One of the leadership.
Yeah, you know, we had him in Mexico 2 years ago. Of course, we had Chris. Where do we have? We had Chris Gardner.
Yeah.
Where do we have Chris? I forget.
No.
In Peru.
Peru.
In Peru.
Oh, we had Chris Gardner in Peru.
In February.
Yeah, yeah. Deepak, you know, we had Tony Robbins a couple years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
Tony's an old friend of mine. I've known Tony. I met Deepak Chopra and Tony Robbins on the same day in Mexico City at an event. I was in the first infomercial that Tony Robbins ever did.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying, hey, if you want to be great, like, then follow me. You know, follow me, Tony Robbins. But do what Bill does. And that was the first infomercial that he ever did. And then, of course, you know, he's gotten more and more popular. But nobody, when I first heard Tony, nobody knew who he was either. You know, so you grow. You grow. That was part of my point earlier to you, that, you know, your life is going to be like this. But hopefully the trend is this way. But it's not a straight line. So some days, you know, some people are going to say, oh, we don't want this product. I mean, we're not going to pay, you know, it's a lot of money. Fine. Move on. But, you know, some days, because you might be tired, you might be sensitive, it might make you feel bad. And then you're losing energy. You might let some people take your energy down. Not just about Zri, I mean, just everything, right? I mean, that's the point about Deepak saying, you know, have some really good relationships. Because we all get nourished from others. We don't live by ourselves. We don't want to live by ourselves. We want to live with others. So, what else? Want to know?
No, that's it, yeah. Looking forward.
You know, I'm going to a meeting actually down at the Four Seasons.
Let's go.
Let's have dinner and let's have some margaritas.
Just some pictures with the people.
Yes,
Sure.
thank you.
So maybe we should do that, okay?
And I personally want to thank you for this opportunity because, like, personally, I was a TV producer and I had no clue what I was going to do in Discovery Channel. And now, thanks to this opportunity, I learned that there's other things that we can do to prosper in life. So I really personally want to thank you for this opportunity. It's changed my life completely. Completely turned around. I don't work for them anymore. That's the best part. I was able to fire my boss.
You went full time?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, and this is a great week for me because this is my first week of being doing full time.
Really? Huh?
Yes, I resigned last month, so I worked until last Friday.
Oh,
so
wow.
this is my first week, so meet you
Let me
today
say-
is like making me.
Yeah,
I think I did the right thing. You know, sometimes you are afraid.
Well, let me say something about that because that's very important. Two things. Number one, today you may feel like, okay, it's the right decision. A couple days from now, you may not. That's life. But just know that it's the right decision.
Yeah, no, I'm convinced.
Okay. And the other thing I would tell you, when I first started on my own, without an umbrella, I call it an umbrella, you know, working for somebody where they pay you. This is all based on what you do, not how the company is doing. I mean, the company's doing, but I mean, it's your individual effort. If you're doing well, but that's scary. I mean, really, I found, for me when I did it, it was scary. Because you just feel like, wow, I mean, where's the paycheck coming from? It's based on your efforts. So I recognize that, and I would just encourage you, you're going to have some moments where you go, oh God, you know, they're going to come. I mean, that's life. So just know know that, look, there are other people that become very successful.
Yeah, he's the right example for us.
He's a great example. He's a great leader. He's got great energy. He knows this business really, really well. He's making it. He's making money.
Mr. Farley, I've had a business for 9 years, you know, and this month I'm closing the sale of that business.
Yes.
I'm also going full time.
Oh.
It's taken me 3 years, 5 years to sell that business.
Wow.
Even before I got the opportunity to start with Rick.
How old are you now?
I'm 33.
33.
Yeah, I started when I was 25. So, you know, and it's a good thing that you came because, you know, like you say, sometimes you're scared, you know.
Yeah.
You have kids, you have family.
Right. Oh,
but,
for sure.
You know,
So, well, what you should be telling Juan Fernando if there's something you don't think the company is doing right, you should tell him, because he talks to us all the time. And that's why I asked you if there's anything special. I think we're doing well. The company has had a record month in August. We had wonderful sales in August. I think we'll have a great Panama Leadership Academy. I think that, you know, the company we're going into Asia now, which doesn't affect you, but we're just starting in Asia. But maybe the best opportunity for this company is the United States. We don't do that much in the United States. And Florida is one of those great states that where you expand. Yeah, exactly.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
What do you perceive in the next, say, 5 years? What can we do better here that we can take this to
5
the
years
next
is too
level?
long. Don't even talk about 5
All right,
years.
let's talk
What are you going
about
to do
next 3
tomorrow? What are you going to do next week?
1 year?
What are you going to do this month? What are you going to do the next couple of months? And 1 year. 1 year max.
All right.
Wait, you should just talk to yourself. Where do I want to be? You know, there's a ranking. Where do I want to be? How much money do I want to be making in 1 year from now? How much do I want to make in 2 months and 3 months? What star ranking can I get to, realistically? And you talk with him, and he will help guide you.
Okay.
But that's what, forget 5 years. I mean, who knows where we're going to be in 5 years? It's way too far.
All right.
I think about it because, you know, that's my job. But that's not your job.
That is correct. And I guess that's
Your
why
job
I
is
think
the
5
next 12 months.
Okay.
And you need to set your goals.
All right.
You know, set your goals. All of you. What are your goals? What are your goals for your family? What are your goals for Zri? What are your goals? What are your other goals? What's your goals for health? You know, what are you doing for your health? You have to set the goals. You have to write them down. Don't just put them in your head. Write them down. All right, I gotta get to this meeting soon. You want to do some photos?
Yeah, some photos.
Okay, we'll do some photos.